Yo, what's good YouTube? Reese Rich here. Back with another little review unboxing video. And today we have a figure that I honestly did not expect to ever get. I figured I had made my own custom one, so I didn't need this one. It wasn't my preferred look of Cyborg Superman, but here we are. So last few days I've really been scrolling through. I haven't been able to do a custom in a while since getting back into the swing of things with college, but as I've gotten the routine back now, I'm trying to get back into some customizing. It's been a few weeks, maybe 1 or 2 weeks since I've done one, but just trying to get back into the swing of things in terms of customizing. So been scrolling through, seeing a lot of Cyborg Superman customs, thinking they were cool. Kept inching me towards getting this figure, but then I saw one, just awesome one, in the custom McFarlane figures Facebook group. I think the guy's name was Aaron Cheney, if I'm saying that correctly. This awesome looking silver, black, and red Cyborg Superman, kind of like his look from when he was part of the Sinestro Corps. But yeah, awesome custom. I don't have the picture to show you right now since I'm obviously recording on my phone. Can't show you on my phone. I might edit it in. Think about doing that, but if I don't, let's just continue. So yeah, custom and potential and all the detail here is what led me to getting this figure. And it's not like I hate the figure either. It's an excellent, beautiful looking figure, beautiful design. I just figured I need to get it since it wasn't my preferred Cyborg Superman look, and obviously gotta make smart decisions in what figures you get when you have limited shelf space. But yeah, just first impressions on this guy. Inbox, I love how he looks. Love the proportions. I've seen this figure is way taller than the average Superman figure, so that's good. Get some imposing height. All the silver, mechanical aspects of the body. The entire body is mechanical, but only some parts are highlighted in silver. And obviously with this version of Cyborg Superman, I'll get into who he is actually a later bit in the video. This isn't Hank Henshaw, but you see he has the different type of face. The mechanical bits versus the flesh-looking parts is top to bottom instead of side, the left and right like normal. So yeah, that's the intro. Let me get this guy out of box, talk about him, do a review, do some comparisons, and talk a bit more about what I want to do to him. And we have the figure out of box now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I know I just went on introducing about how this wasn't my preferred design, and it still isn't, but just getting this figure out of box, playing around with him a little bit, like, not only is this one of the best McFarlane figures of the year, I think you could genuinely argue this is one of the best figures he's ever made for the DC Multiverse line. Like, this is excellent, because just thinking about everything from a not from the mindset or viewpoint from the design I like, which is the classic Hank Henshaw Cyborg Superman first appearance, but like just from a collecting purist point of view. It's an excellent action figure, man. Excellent toy, excellent attention grabber on the shelf. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels worth it. It has weight to it when you hold it in the box, grabbing it off the shelf, and when it's just in your hand playing around with it. Like, just an excellent figure, excellent detail. The only knock I could really give it is just some of the details aren't, well, not some, but most of the details aren't filled in. But just excellent figure, man. So get him off the stand here, mess around with him a bit more. When you first get him out of box, the articulation isn't ultra stiff, but in a good way, because it's not loose, but it's malleable. It's not fighting you, but it still is able to lock and stay in place with his poses. No part of his articulation, arms or legs, anything droops back down. It's all malleable, easy to move around and pose. this left arm is standout part of the figure is excellent, man. Got the hinge. Obviously, they got hinge, so no like normal double jointed things. Or with this arm either. I can't remember what someone said, but this arm is not the regular McFarlane pin arms. I personally hope he never goes away from the pins in the arms and the legs, just because for the sake of I'm a customizer, and that makes it way easier to take things apart and customize them. Just trying to think of what to go through, but excellent figure here. One knock I have seen some people talk about is how you move the arm back, and the butterfly, the shoulder ring does want to gap up a little bit, but not really a big problem. Just manipulate it with, be careful how you, not careful, but aware of how you pose the arm and everything. Just, yeah. And this head, man, this head is excellent. Initially I wasn't a fan of this design where the cybernetic parts of the face are on the bottom instead of the left side, but this is awesome, man. The head gets really good back articulation, as well as the back crunch. It's not impeded by the cape at all. This is an excellent cape. It looks really similar to, it's probably based off the Action Comics 1000 Superman cape, which in my opinion is the best cape that's ever been done in the McFarlane DC Multiverse line. Conveniently the first one. But yeah, just arching him back, he can get really good flight pose. Then you can even push the head back on the ball joint a little bit there to get deeper back. Once you got it pushed back, stand him up, move the arm, the arm block and everything. But if you can see the crunch, decent, not too bad, not too much. But he's already taller than most figures, so that would be enough crunch to peer down on somebody. Just 11. The more I mess with this figure, the more I love the design, man. Just excellent. But like I said, one of the main attractions is his hand. It's on a hinge, so it's not like a normal wrist joint. So if you can see that, hinge up, hinge down. Got the front of the hand. Just so much excellent detail on this figure, and it's even showing up such a nice blue on camera. It's a little bit deeper in real life, a little more matte. I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's some attempts at like a wash in there, or maybe like a brown dark wash. Try to give some life in there, like some battle wornness or whatever. It doesn't hit the best, but it's fine. Back of the figure, the wash and everything actually does continue on the back of the figure, which for some reason some of the figures McFarlane puts out, they don't do that. Like the Ghost of Krypton, General Zod doesn't have any of the silver dry brushing on the back of his legs for some reason. But yeah, just overall excellent figure, man. Like, if I had to grade it out of the box, base figure, not doing any customizations, kit bash or anything, I give this figure a 9 out of 10. Like, that's how I really think it is. And like I said, I feel I'm not being biased with that grade, because like I said, I initially didn't like this design, so it should show you how good I feel it is to eventually come around and just start loving the design. Like, just excellent figure. Excuse me. Excellent figure, not only in terms of custom ability and ability to do kit bashes, but also just for what's there out of the box. Excellent. Now, obviously it doesn't look like what's on the back of the box. I don't even know if that's same character, but I don't even know if that's strictly the same design of the same character, but yeah. And as for, I know some people struggle with, not struggle, but they want to wear this. This is not Hank Henshaw Cyborg Superman. This is actually Zor-El, who is Supergirl's father and Superman's uncle. So we have his data card here, so I'll read that off. Real name, Zor-El. After Flashpoint, Superman's uncle Zor-El escaped Krypton's destruction thanks to Collector of Worlds Brainiac. Subjected to cybernetic augmentations that deranged his personality, Zor-El became Cyborg Superman, Brainiac's scout for a stronger species in the universe. He attempted to conquer Earth, battling Superman and his own daughter, Kara Zor-El, but somehow escaped the black hole doom that befell Brainiac. Also surviving the Rebirth event, Cyborg Superman reanimated the dead Kryptonians of Argo City and again attacked Earth, only to be defeated by Supergirl and Superman. So yeah, that's the backstory on this guy, Zor-El, not Hank Henshaw. And speaking of Hank Henshaw, we have some figure comparisons to do. But I figure, pun intended, that we can do, since this video has more been talking rather than just straight up normal review, which is most of my reviews, figured we could do the reviews live. So first, get a flight standard review. Here we have Cyborg Superman next to John Henry Irons, aka Steel. Just excellent figures, man. This is one of my favorite figures that came out. Steel technically did come out this 2024, I believe. But I had him on pre-order since he went up for pre-order last December and came out this January, I believe. But just awesome figure. I know some people say he's too bland or whatever. I would have liked to eventually plan to repaint him if I can find the time and the time, and just other customizers know just the will and want to. But yeah, excellent figure. And even his base form. Both these figures are great in their base forms, but they can look even better with customs. So that's Cyborg Superman and Steel. I'll get Steel out of here. Next, more Reigns of Superman action. Here we have Cyborg Superman with Superboy. Love both these figures. I've been collecting for 2 years, and it wasn't intentional, but most of my figures have been figures that have gone on my Batman shelf and figures that have gone on my Superman shelf. And those are my two biggest shelves currently. Just not even on purpose, so that shows you how much I love these designs and characters, even if I didn't notice how much it was myself. But yeah, two great figures here. He was one of the first figures I got, first 10, and now I'm way past that now. But yeah, love these two, Cyborg Superman, Superboy. And next, one of my favorite, this is my favorite Superman figure right here. Normal Big Blue Boy Scout. Here we have Cyborg Superman with the DC Classic Superman from McFarlane. Love this figure. The only gripe I have about it is the belt loops on the trunks, but that can be fixed with some kit bashing and cutting and customizing and stuff. I haven't found the pieces I need yet, but I hope I eventually will. But even so, this is an excellent figure. I absolutely recommend it if you don't have it. Especially if you want to stand him next to one of the shorter Batman, like Rebirth Batman. Temporarily put him with Adam West Batman until we get a Christopher Reeve Superman. Excellent Superman, excellent figure. These two look great together. Especially love the darker contrast of his colors with the brighter and more upbeat colored tones of his. And with this, like I said in his card reading, this is not Hank Henshaw, this is Zor-El, Superman's uncle, and Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl's father. Here we have the father-daughter duo here, looking great together. The colors are kind of similar. I think they look more similar on camera than they do in real life. His blues look a shade or two brighter than they do in real life on camera, but yeah, these two look great together. As you can see, this is Injustice 2 Supergirl. I'd never liked the Supergirl they released as a Target exclusive and in her base form, but just like with this figure, I wanted to get it simply because I eventually started wanting to get it simply because the customs people were doing. I know a lot of people take that Supergirl and do the leg swap with the Motu Catra, I believe. That works out really well. Skin tones match and the rib boots look very nice. So hopefully one day I could do that. But the biggest problem I have with that figure is the head. And not that the head is ugly, it just, I don't know, it just looks off to me. But if I could ever find a head that fit better and look better, I'd totally do that. So yeah, here's Zor-El, Cyborg Superman with Supergirl from Injustice 2. And now the biggest configure comparison I want to do this whole video for, and the initial reason I didn't get this guy, scoot the camera over a bit, one of my favorite customs I've done, one of the best I've done, my custom Cyborg Superman. This is Hank Henshaw. There's a video up on my channel about it. Really love this figure, love how it came out. I know some people like to go into more detail with the tech ribbing on the ribs and upper torso, and like they're on the thigh there, but I didn't want that. I didn't like that in the design. I really just wanted it to be a simple, like, cyborg, but he still looks like he could still be a human Superman. Like, he is this version is way more techy and has more cybernetics, but I like this one being simpler and still looks like flat Superman. One of the biggest pieces of toy surgery and toy cutting apart I've had to do with this Cyborg Superman on the right, Hank Henshaw, taking them two legs from the Snyderverse Superman, Snyderverse Cyborg, and this is the Superman from the Devastator 2-pack. Got it loose and along with the Snyderverse Cyborg, and they were perfect for what I needed. Yeah, I had to do the cutting and matching it to fit the length of both legs. It was not pretty difficult. It was difficult, but I had been doing customs for like maybe a year. Not a year, but like half a year at that point. So it was obviously the more you repeat something, it gets easier as you go on. So where like some of the stuff I do now and look back on just being initially scared to paint figures just seems so trivial. But yeah, not complicated, but difficult, touchy process to do that there. You gotta make sure everything's flat and bonded together. Then you gotta stick it together and paint it. But yeah, love this figure, one of my favorite customs. The only thing I would probably touch up, whatever, if I'd be the head, this is the Devastator 2-pack head, cut off or lined out to make it look like it is actually Cyborg Superman's head. I love how this looks. I think all I would ever need to do is probably add a red dot in there, but even if I don't do that, I still love it. I've talked about getting a new actual 3D printed Cyborg Superman head for him, but we'll see how it goes, because most of them I've seen get put on the body and look like bobbleheads. But long-winded, but this is my original Cyborg Superman, the one that made me not want to get him. But now I have them both and I love them both. So yeah. Now it's gonna move him, but actually keep him here. Just see them together for longer, because that's awesome. Now, one on the left, Zor-El, Cyborg Superman, the new one. Like I talked about in the beginning, really want to do some customs to him. But even if I don't, I think he'd still be excellent on his own. Just have to, like I said, getting back into the swing of things with college and everything, doing work. I have to find not only the time, but also the drive to do that custom. Yeah, just trying to fit in around everything. I already looked at a bunch of pictures. Hopefully I put that picture in there. If I didn't, sorry. But yeah, just trying to figure out where do I want to touch first. The arms don't seem too difficult to paint, especially in some areas. Really not taking them apart really isn't an option considering how they're jointed together at the elbows, but the legs, torso, everything, that's just standard. Get them hot, take out the joints and pins, sanding everything, painting, putting back together. Simple as that. See, like I said, just called that simple. And I talked about how over a year ago I was scared to just paint the figure. That's the progression of time and skill. But yeah. So anyway, that's what excuse me. That's what I wanted to get in here and talk about. Just overall this figure. Like, if you were on the fence about getting it, as someone who never wanted to get it, never thought about getting it in the first place, seriously, get this figure. It's excellent. Especially if you can find the platinum version. That platinum version is pretty, man. But yeah, excellent figure. No regret. I was walking to the register thinking about should I get this or not. Got it out of box finally. No regrets at all. Just loving how it looks and how these two look together and how he looks with other figures. So that'll be it for the video. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.